Today I am going to discuss about the business cycles. Uh, First, I will explain what is business cycle by using a definition of business cycle. Then I will discuss what are the various phases of business cycle, and then what are the various indicators of business cycles. As you know that economic conditions do not remain still, and they undergo change. As you know that change, only thing permanent in this world is change. Nothing is permanent. In the world of great poet Iqbal, सुकून महाल है कुदरत के कारखाने में, सबात बस एक तगय्युर को है ज़माने में. The only thing permanent in life, and for that matter, business is also part of the society, and therefore there are fluctuations, and these fluctuations, change in business conditions, is known as business cycle. The word cycle, keep in mind. So like if we say fashion is a cycle, what was the fashion in early 50s may come back like that. So we'll come back to that point. So business cycle is defined as this. I have taken from Samuelson. The business cycle is a swing in total national output, that is GDP or whatever, income, employment, usually lasting for a period of 2 to 10 years. In this period may span over for 2 years, or may be spread for a decade, marked by widespread expansion and contraction in many sectors of the economy. Now, when this happens, this fluctuations happens, we may find that there might be gyrations, swing. For instance, national output may decline if it is the downswing. Employment may go down, and let us say the stock market may go up. Stock prices, let us say, and if economy is undergoing expansion phase, all these things may. And because of this, the various sectors of the economy, they get affected. Like for that, we divide economy in very, like agriculture sector is there, the manufacturing sector is there, services is there. So it may affect the sectors, and because of that, either it may result in expansion or contraction. So, and the difference between which I will explain to you, there are two main phases of business cycle. One is called recession, another is called the expansion phase. So there are two, contraction phase. Expansion phase is that when all the economic indicators, I think I would request one of the participants, let me say, please do not waste my time. If somebody has not muted, Shagun Agarwal, I do not have to, I have other things to do, I will not go. Please be careful. So it may be expansion phase or contraction phase. Expansion phase, when the various economic indicators, so they are the two main phases of the business cycle. I will remove if you do not refrain from this. Again, Kanishka Sharma, what is the issue with this? So, it's sheer waste of time. So there are two phases of business cycle. Just have a look at this diagram before we come. Now this diagram explains the fluctuations, and if you see there are wave-like movements like mountain ranges, These are the aggregate economic activity. You can call it anything like, for example, if it is GDP, and it is a time period. We said that it may last from 2 years to 10 years. It is not necessary that every business cycle will fit into definition, but it only tells us that these are the representative, nature of business cycle. You see here that a business, the aggregate economic activity has undergone the downswing, which we call trough, and then there is something happens, then economy is rebounds, and there is the expansion phase. So this phase is called. Then again, after reaching a peak, again there is a contraction. Then again the expansion. If a normal growth is there, we can draw a line like this, linear like. But economic activities, they do not undergo. Rather, there are fluctuations no business cycle will be identical, like as we have drawn it here. So what it is explaining is that the economic activities, they do not remain still, they undergo changes. And because of that, there are changes in the aggregate economy, which we can call, sometimes there are wild fluctuations like that. And for example, if the economy is under this condition, if government does not do that, it will remain for a long period of time. And then if government adopts certain measures using monetary, fiscal, other, the economy can again reach to this level and again. So the rise and fall, and the expansion and contraction is only thing is that how can these phases like contraction phase, which is a severe, so can be minimized. The pain of contraction can be minimized. Now, as I told you that these are two main phases of business cycle, that is the expansion and the contraction phase. And when contraction phase is there, then we call that economy is undergoing a recession. And a severe form of recession is called depression, like depression of 1930s, which lasted for 3 decades, more than 3 decades. As somebody made a remark that if your neighbor loses his job, it is recession. If you lose your own job, it is depression. So it is a severe form. And the peak and trough are the lower and upper turning point. This is the peak and this is the trough. From here, some recovery starts, and then the aggregate economic activities, they experience rise and expansion, and then again it may be subjected to again a fluctuation. So this is a part and parcel of modern capitalist economies, or economies in the world, like that. Now, when this is happening, in the economy, there are certain, variables which are moving along with the. Just have a look here. Economic variables show the regular, predictable pattern over the course. There are like if you draw it like this. But another business cycle may not be like, maybe like this, maybe like this, for very, and so on. So it's a pattern, it shows some pattern, trough, expansion, and again. So that is why the word cycle is used. What goes up may come down, and like that, this way. Though they are not identical, and it is, as I said, that is very persistent in the modern economy. And one can know, for example, for sure that economy is now headed towards this part and can take some remedial step, and then economy can go up. So it is very difficult to even predict that these are the turning point, because forecasting is one of the most difficult tasks of. So if government can, if the forecaster can tell us that these are the lower turning points, or this started, and then government, although because of the data and some development of tools and techniques, one can mitigate, one can at least minimize the impact of these things by using. So no two business cycles, they are not identical twins. If you just every business cycle may be different from. So when this is happening, so there are some variables which are moving with the cycle, and there are some variables which are moving opposite to the business cycle, and there are some which are acyclical with no clear pattern. Pro means, for example, if the economy, let us say in expansion path, so they will move along, pro. And there may be some which will move against. For example, economy is going in their expansion, there may be certain variables which move counter to this cycle in the opposite direction. And there might be some variables which we find no pattern. Neither they move along with the cyclical pattern, or so there is no clear cut indication. So it is a situation like, so they move. And because of that, the timing, yes, there are some variables which can tell us in advance that business cycle, the change in business condition. And there are some variables which provide information with a lag. For example, the economy may be, GDP may decline in the 2021, but it may provide information not, with a lag, with like later on, not now. So this is called with a lag. So 2020 can, provide information with the lag, not that after the event. And there are some which move along with, which we call coincidence. There are some indicators. Let us see what are these indicators which tell us. For example, there are some indicators which can tell us where the economy is headed. Which we call leading, like a headlight on a car, which can tell us what is the road condition, what is the trend. One is important indicator is residential investment. Housing investment indicates that is a pointer to the onset of change in business condition. If it goes down, it may point out, it may indicate that the economy is headed to a recession. And inventory investment. Inventory, if companies find that goods are not sold, so it may indicate that the consumers are not buying, and that may indicate that the recession, or if there is a so much pickup, inventories are so, whatever it is, so the businesses may get the signal that there is a brisk demand for that. And labor productivity, money growth. For example, if the economy is headed so towards recession, so people may not take loan, borrowing from the banks, and stock prices, if for example recessionary condition, declines. Opposite will be the case when expansion phase is there. If economy is moving from, let us say from this condition to, let us say from here to the expansion phase, so all these will be in expansionary phase. And there are some which can tell us about the onset of inflation, a recession, but this information will not be available immediately, rather in advance. Rather, it may be that with a lag, that when the event has happened, you get an import with a lag, that let us say the economy has moved to a certain quarter, but you get information not now, certain changes are there, but after one quarter, so with a lag. And change in interest rate may be also, experience a decline or rise depending upon. And as far as these are concerned, there is no timing, like government purchases, real wages. Real wages simply the wage which adjusted for rise in price, inflation. Any compensation you can say, salary or. So unemployment is, whenever the recession is opposed. If, for example, the expansion phase is there, then employment will increase. If recession is there, unemployment will increase. Then there are some and there are some products which are very volatile, and they also tell us about where the economy is, like durable goods is a very good indicator of the recession, because durable good is a good which consumer can postpone. They will not buy car, but the essential items have to be purchased. So volatility in especially the demand for consumer durables is also a very important leading indicator where the economy is headed. And that is why whenever the economy is in downturn, then the demand for, as you have seen that in COVID crisis also, that the demand for car, government is giving so much incentive because people can postpone it. There is no immediate need now. So these are some of the facts which we come across with the cycle. Question is, can business cycle be forecasted with or not? What are the reasons? What are the causes of business cycle? Why this happens? Why there are fluctuations up and down, wave-like movement, like so that is why what goes and again. So this is called a cycle. Why these cyclical fluctuations are there? Why economies, they do not move on a trajectory like this in linear fashion, and there are no fluctuations like that. The rough, patch under which economy goes can be reduced or can be taken care of in advance. So before I address that issue, whether we can forecast the onset of downturn, the trough or expansion phase, or like that, let me just address one issue which is important to understand. What are the causes of business cycle? So why this happens? That in literature there are two main reasons which have been stated for the cause. One is called exogenous. Exogenous means something which is external to system, like economic system, over which one does not have control. And there is another variable which we call endogenous, within the system, like a bad fiscal policy, government has borrowed too much money, or some other thing may be because it may rise, it may stem from within the system. Exogenous may be like war, revolution. In the past, fluctuation started, the prices went up, for example, gold discovery or COVID-like situation, or one-off events like tsunami. So over which, they originate, and so outside, over which the economies may not have much control because and like that. So they are exogenous system. And whereas the other cause is that within the system, because of that the profligation or extravagant expenditure or the less skillful use of economic policies, measures which have no economic meaning, like demonetization and others, which can ruin the economy, without any, that there is no sound economics behind that, like that. So that may be also a part of the bad economic policies. In other words, I'm not singling out any particular, but maybe because. Now, the endogenous causes, in analyzing this thing, the economists have come to the conclusion that one of the major reasons why the fluctuation occurs is the increase or decrease in aggregate demand, total demand in the economy. And that total demand in the economy is made of C plus I plus D plus X minus M, that is net export. So whether the consumption expenditure may come down, as I told you, that consumer durables demand go down, or businesses may not make investment because they think that when there will be no demand, why government expenditure is also one of the contributing factors. Either it can aggravate or can worsen the situation. And the demand for the export is not picking up. The other economies are on downswing, it may affect, or our import has gone. So all these reasons. So the fluctuation in demand is one of the major factors behind the swing in business cycle. So that is why government can use monetary and fiscal policy to take care of the aggregate demand and can manage it, So by using fiscal monetary policy, using taxes, expenditure, and supply of money, increase or decrease using the RBI monetary policy, government can. So these are some of the reasons which have been pointed out. And in recent time, we have found that the more often than not, some of the problem in financial system has led to business cycles. Like one recent example is financial crisis of 2008, when there was upheaval in the financial system triggered by the housing market, So 2000, it originated from financial sector, and then it moved to real sector where jobs are created and like that. From the financial sector, it has a spillover effect, and then similarly in 1991 also an internet bubble was there. Just 1 minute, please. Sorry for there was an important call which I have to pick up. So 1991, I was saying that more often than not, it is in recent time is coming from the financial sector, and because of this in 1991, what happened that there was internet, before that internet boom, and any stock which has got name .com. If you establish a company with the .com name, its prices went up. And finally, what happened that a bubble of stock prices busted and then led to the crisis. So financial sector is being found to be the main culprit, one of the main culprit behind the swing in business conditions where the real sector, and that is why something is there are fault lines in the financial system that needs to be addressed. And the question is that if government can forecast, for example, when 2008 financial crisis, nobody was able to predict it, forecast it, except Raghuram Rajan, who, because he wrote a paper whether the financial system has become riskier. So when he delivered his lecture, then he was jeered, and that he was said that how can you say that the financial system has become riskier? So he was one of the economists who could, but it is very difficult to forecast. Queen of England asked economists, why no economist side coming? If you can forecast it that there is a financial crisis and then some remedial steps can be taken, and the pains of the economic recovery can be reduced. So that is why the forecasting is very difficult. And in the colorful world of John Kenneth Galbraith, there are two kinds of forecasters. One who do not know, and another kind is those who do not know, they do not know. So forecasting is and he also made a remark that forecasting is there just to make astrology look respectable. So economic astrologers are there, they can. And This is not a time to discuss that book. There's a famous book written by Titlock where he had a forecasting tournament for more than 22 decades, where experts were asked to forecast about the future. So the conclusion of Titlock's book is that the greater the fame, the less the accuracy of the forecast. And he said that if anything turned out to be correct, it was a mere chance, not. That is why it is a perilous exercise, but it does not mean that we should not use the data. So, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult to accurately forecast like that. But some of the consequences are well known. If a misstep is taken in economic policy making, the consequences are well known. Even like some economies based on anecdotal evidence, like Manmohan Singh said that there will be, in the wake of monetization, there will be approximately 2% reduction in GDP. When the empirical analysis was carried out, he proved to be, he may have been wrong also. So plus minus something. Now, in the wake of COVID and other, we have come across some of the terminologies like whether economy is going to recover in V-shaped, U-shaped, or K-shaped recovery. Like, fluctuation is economy is down and then there is and then U is slightly, that like this, or other like L-shaped, whether it will stay for a year. So K-shaped is that, for example, in COVID we have find like the definition of business cycle tells us there are contraction in various. Some sectors of the economy they are experiencing upswing, where other small scale other they are experiencing a downswing. So economy is recovering, but this is the phenomena which has been described as K-shaped. Some sectors are experiencing upturn, whereas others are experiencing downturn, like that. So the colorful, the like V-shaped or like, so this image like where the economy, like how for example, like up and down or like, or will it stay, so various are K-shaped. So this is in very brief about business cycles and some of the dimension of business cycles and like that. I invite your question if you have before I close. So tomorrow I will be engaging my last class, and that will be last interaction. I have requested you, please, I will request you to switch on your video, just to not to have at least because this kind of interaction where you are addressing the student and without having any contact with them, do not know who you are addressing. At least I would like to have that kind of interaction. So I will take up 20 minutes to explain to you the last topic, economic growth and development, and then some thing about the evaluation and other thing I will discuss. And registration issue, sorry, enrollment issue, the student are, raising it. That the list, we have raised this issue again and again with the controller, and they say that we have sent it, and so the dean's office will find out about the enrollment and will let you know. But do not worry that if anything go awry, then we will take care. Okay, this will be system. This is a failure of a system. Not you are not responsible. You will not be held responsible for that. So we'll see to that, and so this is all what I have to discuss today. We'll see you tomorrow.